Charred cloth or charred punk wood? Which one is the best to start your fire with? In this video, we're going to explore that question. So if you're interested in learning how and why did I use what I use to start a fire with, stay tuned. All right, you all, that's what the temperature looks like today, this morning in my workshop. So the outside temperature was 5 degrees this morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning. There you can see the barometric pressure. And you can see the humidity. What we're going to do this morning, you guys, we'll start a fire in the stove, and then I'm going to show you the techniques that you can use to strike your flint. All right, you all, let's just take a look at this Mountain Man striker I got right here. Here's where people, they're afraid that they're going to hit this finger on this chunk of flint right here. And that's one of the reasons they can't learn to actually strike it that way. So they prefer to hold it this way. Some people call it the pinch grip. That's all well and good. That's fine if that's what works for you. But I usually make these things a 4-finger striker so that you can just hold the whole thing in there, and then this finger ain't loose back here somewhere, because you can hit your knuckle on a piece of flint, okay? But one of the things I want to show you is it doesn't make any difference. You don't have to have a flat piece of chert. See how raggedy looking that is right there? All you have to have is a good sharp chunk of chert. It doesn't have to be flat to strike yourself a spark. So let me show you right here. See that? Now, when you're using char cloth, you'll notice that spark is just jumping up there, and I'm going to put a piece on there and just show you that. It's just jumping right on there, and it'll just catch it right there. The wood material is harder to catch a spark that way, you guys. You seen me do that the other day in the woods. Let me take a piece of char cloth right here and just lay it right on there. All right, you all, I'm going to make some char cloth this morning. I just cut up some blue jeans. Blue jeans, cotton blue jeans are one of the best things that you can make your char cloth out of. Just take an old pair of them. We're going to take it right over here. We're going to stick it inside my wood stove there, set it on the coals. It'll take it about 5 minutes to make this char cloth right here. Now you can see them flames there, you guys, coming out of the top of that can right there. You really don't have to have a hole punched in the top of a can, because the gases are going to burn and escape out of that can, you guys. That's all you got to do. All right, you all. You all saw me make this charred wood material here the other day. You can see what it looks like, and that one of the reasons that it's hard to hold on a piece of flint is because the stuff is really, really, well, it's almost like charred cloth, okay? So, I'm going to show you guys how to catch this spark right here. I hope this is in frame. That's the reason I'm putting that on that white. All right, you all. Get you lined up there. Okay, so there's our charred material. Now, why does this stuff work anyway? It's because when you burn all that up and it's nothing but a piece of carbon, it is very, very porous, and you can see just me talking right there. I moved it. But air can go through that thing. That's the reason that it continues to burn once it catches that spark, is because air can go through it. Now, one of the ways that you can do this, you guys, and probably the best way to do it, is just strike down, put your striker, you can actually set it right down close to that pan right there. And you can just take your flint and you can strike sparks down until one of them catches. And you can see one of them burning right there. See that? I hope you all can see that. See the little thing burning? Once it catches, then of course you just take you some more of it. And just catch you another one. It should just jump right on its brother there. And it did. And now you've got your spark to put in your tinder bundle. See how that will just continue to glow. So that's that punk wood, you guys, that I made up on the mountain the other day. And that is the easiest way to catch your spark. Now, you can do the very same thing with your charred cloth, all right? Just hang on 1 second. All right, you all, hope you can see that. So that's just a piece of charred cloth. You can actually take your striker and set it right down on that piece of char cloth, see? And it's not going to crush up like that punk wood does. And then you just take your piece of flint and strike down, and you see how quickly I caught that spark right there? See how it spreads? And I'm not even blowing it. Not even blowing it, you guys. It'll just continue to burn until it burns that piece of carbon up. That's why you want that thing in your tinder bundle. So you all, let me just get another piece of char cloth right here. Like I say, I when I started using this stuff over the years, I found out that the thinner of the char cloth, the non-reliable it is. It's not as reliable as good, heavy cotton charred cloth. But striking a spark and catching it is not that hard to do. But if you prefer, you guys, to do it this way so that you won't hit your knuckles. And like I say, the stone does not have to be a flat piece of stuff that looks like an arrowhead or something. It just has to be a good chunk of iron. You can just strike down and strike your sparks down onto your material. Because you can see that they're falling straight down, so you'd want to have your material close to it. That's why you can take that piece of charred cloth and actually lay it right on your knee right there, and you can strike down and those sparks are going to just automatically go right down there where you want them to go. All right? All right, you all, one more thing before I let you go. Like I said, you can use these little flat pieces of flint, and I use them all the time. Because I just been doing it for that length of time. But look at this piece right here. That's a chunk of chert. It doesn't really have any sharp edges on it whatsoever. You couldn't cut yourself that if you wanted to. But you can still strike a spark off of your flint, off of your piece of steel with this edge right here. See that? So stop worrying about whether or not you got a piece of flint that looks like something that somebody made at a factory somewhere. Just go out there and find you some chert, chunks of chert, and you can still throw a spark. That's all there is to it. All right, you all, I just did that as a teaching exercise. So people ask me these questions all the time. What do you prefer and how do you like to do it? And, once you get to doing something a certain way, sometimes you just, you're just plugged into that. But I'm not against the different ways that there is to strike a fire with a piece of flint and steel. But I like to show people how to do it so that they understand how to do it. Then time comes, you're out there in the woods and you've got your flint with you, then, or your piece of steel with you, and you're out of you've lost that piece of flint that you had in your box or whatever. Just find you any type of really hard, sharp, or even dull rock like you just seen me use right there, and you can strike yourself a spark with it. Now, which one of these things do I prefer better? The char cloth or the charred punk? Well, a good piece of charred cloth, once it catches that spark, will just burn on its own. You don't even have to blow it hardly at all. The punk wood is so tender and porous, it just crumbles up in your hand or even in the storage container. Like if you were to take that stuff and just put it in a little leather bag and carry it around, when you got ready to use it, it'd be dust. Okay, so it would probably be better off. You would be better off to carry it in a tin can where you couldn't crush the stuff up. But that's just a couple of the examples of how that you can use that stuff. Anyway, you all, hope you enjoyed this teaching video. Really appreciate you watching. God bless you. Have yourself a wonderful day. Now you can see them flames there, you guys, coming out the top of that can right there. You really don't have to have a hole punched in the top of a can, because the gases are going to burn and escape out of that can, you guys. That's all you got to do.